Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to use your Epson V600 to scan reflective documents and photograph prints. So the reason I'm making this video is because when I first started using my Epson V600 to scan documents and photos, I didn't really find any guides online that really explain how to set up the scanner out here and get into the software to put in all the settings that you need to get a good scan. I just saw this as a good opportunity to cash in on some YouTube ad revenue. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and open up the scanner and I'll show you how to set everything up. So when you're getting ready to scan photos or documents or even film negatives, you want to use one of these lint-free cloths, or you could use canned air to blow off the surface just to get any dust off so they don't show up on your prints. This works just fine for me. Canned air is kind of expensive, so I just stick with this, and my pictures turn out pretty good. When you actually get to setting the pictures on the flatbed, I like to put them in each of the corners up here, and then wherever else I can have the pictures up on the edge of the glass. That just makes it much easier when you're in the program to crop the pictures the way you want them for the scan. You also want to leave this reflective mat in here. What this does is it covers the piece of glass that you really only use whenever you're scanning negatives or slide film. So just leave that in here, and then we're going to close this up and get on the computer, and I'll show you how to set up all the settings that you need. Alright, so I'm here on the computer. I have the Epson software opened up. Before you open anything up, you need to make sure that your scanner is actually on, or the computer won't read it, and none of the programs will open up. Once you get in here, the first thing you want to do is move it from full auto to professional mode. This will give you the most control over how your scans turn out than any of the other settings. It gives you all these options here that I'll go through and kind of explain what they are and tell you why I set them the way I set them. The first thing, you're going to want to change the document type to reflective instead of film, which is what we're doing here with the photograph prints. You want to leave this on document table. The auto exposure type, you're going to put it on photo, since we're doing photos and not documents. For image type, I leave it here on 48-bit color. It takes up more space, but it gives you more of a dynamic range whenever it scans the different colors on your photos. So that's kind of up to you. You can do 48 or 24-bit or even black and white if you want, which would be the grayscale here. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it on 48-bit. Here, right now it's set on 3200 because that's what I do whenever I scan my film negatives for my photography. And that the 3200 DPI, basically all that means is it's dots per inch. So say I put a 1 inch by 1 inch object on the scanner. Whenever it scans in, it'll make the file size on my computer 3200 pixels by 3200 pixels. What we're doing right now, you don't really need that. I've been putting it on 600, and I can show you later why I do that. It saves way more space, and you don't lose that much quality. You can barely tell a difference. So for now, I'm just going to leave it on 600. When you get down here, I leave it. It should have this selected by default on Sharp Mask and medium. I just leave it there. I'm not really sure what it is. Some of this other stuff is stuff that's built into the scanner that it will try to clear up like scratches and dust and everything. I found that it kind of blurs the image a little too much. I would rather see those scratches in the dust, and if they are distracting, then I can go into Photoshop or whatever later and take them out. You can kind of play around with that and see what it does. I've just found that it tries to take out too much, and you kind of lose quality in the picture. So once we got all that, we got all the pictures on the scanner, we're going to go ahead and hit preview here, and this will bring up just a basic scan to show you kind of how they're turning out. Just go ahead and let this do it. Probably hear the scanner now. So I have these pictures here. This little box here, you can kind of, it's basically a virtual version of the glass on the scanner. So this is how the pictures are laid up on there. This I found, this next thing I'm going to show you, I found makes it really easy when you're scanning multiples, because if you just go over and click scan, it's going to scan all the pictures plus all the negative space here from the flatbed. This right here, it makes it much easier, so you don't have to take this one big file and put it in a program and then crop it yourself. What I do is I click this here, and it kind of gives you a little zoomed in version of what your where your cursor is at. So like for this picture, I'll put it right here at the corner and just drag it up, and since the pictures are at the edge, then it just locks in right there. Same thing with this one. And there. And here. When I first started doing this, I found out I was scanning each picture one by one, because all I had was this one selected, the one with the blinking stuff here around. So it was easier than scanning the whole thing and cropping it later. But I was only doing one picture at a time, so I was like, okay, there's got to be a way to do all the pictures and have them cropped how you want them. So you go here and click all, and that puts the dotted lines around all of these areas that you selected. And these are just areas on the scanner that it's telling the scanner to scan. So for each picture that you put on there, like the next set that I put on there, I'll have to change these areas, so that way it doesn't just scan some random negative space. So once you have those selected, you'll click scan here. This gives you some options on how you want to name them and number them and everything. Just start at 1, and I'll just call these planes. So you're going to click OK. It should start scanning here in a minute. So now it's doing the final scan and the resolution that you selected. And I'll just kind of let this go. You can probably hear the scanner going. At this DPI that I selected here, it doesn't take nearly as long as it would if it was like 3200 or anything higher. So it's faster, and it takes up less space, and you really don't lose much quality whenever you do that. And I'll actually show you how much space it actually saves when you change this. Down here you can kind of see the resolution of all these selected here. So all 4 of these would be 24 megabytes, and then once it's done, I'll go over and change this, and you can see just how much it changes. On the last one here, and it scans them, the 1 to 4, or 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, whatever. It scans them in the order that you crop these. So I did this one first, this one, and then this one and this one, I think. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And I actually scanned them over here in my desktop for some reason. With these here, I'm just gonna open them up and see, show you kind of how good the quality is. You can zoom in, and it picks up, you know, some of the imperfections, but that kind of makes it look cool to me. So I'm actually going to go over here and show you how much space you can save just by bringing it down. So if I put it on 3200 like what I do with my film, the size of all 4 of these pictures, here if I just select one. So the size of this is 694 megabytes for just the one picture. But if I go and change it to 2400, it pretty much cuts that in half, and then from there it just keeps getting lower until you get to 600, and now it's only 24 megabytes. So if you're scanning a lot of family pictures, bringing that down saves you a ton of space and a ton of time. So that's what I found is kind of the best medium that gives you good quality and also saves space and time. So once you get these in here, you can kind of, I have to rotate them, but you can really just do whatever you want, put them in a PowerPoint or whatever. But as you can see, it's got really good quality. This is just about as much quality as you're going to get out of a picture like this, because the print themselves only hold so much quote-unquote data. It's actually much better if you have your original negatives. You can get much more quality, and there's less of these like imperfections, and you can see the colors kind of off, but it's still pretty good for what you're using. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of the best, I found the best way to scan photograph prints using the Epson V600, and thanks for watching.